Okay, welcome to the third devlog for Super 3D Maze 16. I'm going to have a bit of a general update, and then we're going to go through the roadmap for the Atari VCS launch. So yeah, progress on this has been pretty good. I've had lots of time to work on the game, which has been nice. Things are overall coming together pretty nicely. If you want to see some gameplay, there's a separate playlist on my YouTube channel where you can see that. You can also check things out on the Atari VCS Discord. I've got a developer showcase page there that's showcasing a lot of what's going on. Tend to post those videos every couple of days, so they're quite a bit more frequent than these ones. I would like to suggest that people go and check out Tony Longworth's project. He's got Heart of Neon on the go as well as Digital Eclipse project that he's sort of contributed to Lamasoft, the Jeff Minter story. So I actually downloaded and played that on Steam. It's super cool. Really enjoying it. I've also found a local artist who's going to help me with marketing materials and make a few art assets for this project. Um, that's on the go. It's going to take a little while because he's wrapping up school, but I'm very excited for that. So okay, things that have been completed since the last update. So it's been quite a while since I did the last one of these. I have an inventory system up and running. I have UI for the inventory. There's inventory items that you can collect. There's doors and locks now, so there's like you got to collect the key before you can go through the door. There's a little bit of work to get that set up, but not a big deal. The items now have particle effects. There's a whole wide variety of them. So there's like a little shimmer, hexagonal shimmer underneath the items. Just kind of makes it look a little more like urges the player towards grabbing the item. You know, it's something special because it's got that particle effect underneath it. Done a lot of work on portals, so you can warp around different parts of the maze. Put quite a bit of work into camera effects on that. It's pretty neat. The zoom out effect, this is a whole other thing. So this game has a pretty neat feature. You can go from a top-down view of playing the game, and you can transition into a first-person view. So it's a fair bit of work to design a game in that way, but I think it's going to be all right. It's definitely different, but yeah, I think it's kind of fun. And the transition effects I think are pretty wonderful. When the camera changes from top down to first person, it's so smooth. It's nice. And the animated text system, I've put this in, uses kind of object pools so I can spawn in different text bubbles or different text pop-ups at different areas. Uses a rainbow kind of colored font, very nostalgic type of thing. I'm probably going to need to actually change the font at some point. It's just Arial for now, but it works well enough. So it will get changed, but for now it's good enough. So upcoming things, I really want to get the audio visualizer back in here. I will probably just take the one that was built for Superstar Shooter 16 and basically plop it in. It's not that hard for me to do that. I got to bring in some 3D models to change up the scenery and the level a little bit. Got a lot more work to do planning things out with Tony Longworth. It's been awesome working with him. He's made a lot of great sound effects, and the first two audio tracks for this are pretty perfect in my mind. So we've got a really retro audio soundscape going on. Um, a lot of it, I think, is based off the Atari ST sound chip, so it's kind of cool. Not something I grew up with, but I love hearing it. It's really neat. Planning to do some improvements on the eraser item. The eraser item basically deletes blocks, but how I'm envisioning it is ultimately like the camera's going to fly in, show a whole bunch of blocks get erased. It's going to fly to another part of the map, show more blocks get erased. It'll kind of be like a little cinematic cut scene. Add in an enemy or two, add a trap or two. This was suggested in the Atari Discord. It's hard to say no to something like this, so I think that's got to go in. I can't really promise any specifics on that. I'm probably gonna buy some Unity assets, maybe put a custom shader on them to make them match the aesthetic a bit more, but that's basically what I'm going with. The traps I might make myself, but yeah, any like rigged enemies or that type of thing, Just too much artwork for me to even attempt it or to pay someone for it. Well, I pay for the asset, of course, but yeah. Long-term goals. Dynamic music. I should actually take that off. I'm not planning on doing adaptive music. I started looking into it and I got a little paranoid about VCS compatibility and a few other things. It's probably possible, but it's also I definitely want this project to end this year or probably this summer, I would say. So, more sound effects. Yeah, I'm actively working with Tony. The big upcoming thing is he's going to come up with some narration and audio, like vocalizations. He might use chip speech to do it with voice to text type software, but like retro voice to text, or sorry, and I said that backwards, text to voice. Sorry. Or he's just going to record the samples himself and maybe put some processing effects on it, that type of thing. We'll see. I'm excited either way. Got to get a timer in the game. That's going to be critical for having some more competitive aspects to this. Better UI is definitely required. That's not going to happen until May or June. Probably more like June on that one is my guess. Atari VCS storefront assets, similar thing, probably going to happen in May or June. Leaderboard integration, I will do that after the timer. And yeah, tutorial level's been a big work in progress. I've done a tiny bit on the first level. All I've really done is put in the new track that Tony made, and that's about it. But I use that second level to test and see how the audio feels and that type of thing. I will get started on that at some point. I got to start building out that first level. Would be nice to have more mazes to explore for testing. In terms of QA stuff, I've been finding little things here and there. Uncle Flip pointed out one or two things, so there's some stuff. There's nothing too serious. I don't have any massive concerns right now. Building out the like transition from third person to first person was a lot of work. I shouldn't say third person to first person. Top down to first person was a lot of work, but it seems to be a pretty robust system. Seems to work just fine, so that's good. Okay, so release dates. I am still like really eager to get a demo out. So that's probably going to be May or June. I'm still pushing for that. As a team, we've decided to take a little bit of a slower approach to this. It's going to give Tony more time for sound. It's going to give my artist more time to wrap up school and really he's really trying to like find the soul of this game and the meaning of it. And I'm not 100% sure of it myself. It's kind of planned as a quick thing, but that's very cool. I'm excited to kind of go through that process. The full game may or may not release right after the demo. I might hold off a little bit just in case if we get some feedback, things to really tweak, then that might delay things a little bit. But in theory, the full game shouldn't be that much harder to build. All of the main mechanics are going to be in the demo. It's just going to have fewer levels. So, and yeah, these predictions are getting a little tighter. It's nice. It feels like I'm already polishing things up in some ways, but there's still a few systems that definitely need to be built out to finish this off. So yeah, that's where things are at. Um, Plans going forward. I've been doing a lot of work on the visuals for the tutorial level and polish, game feel, that type of thing. That's already coming in, so that's nice. Still tons to do. Continue building out the last few mechanics. A lot of those were highlighted here, and any additional ones that kind of come up. Build up the first level, and yeah, releasing the demo. Okay, quick notes about Superstar Shooter 16. So I saw that Kaiser Soze took the high score on that. Well done. That's quite the accomplishment. I uh, was very proud of my abilities in Superstar Shooter 16 for a while there, but I ramped up the difficulty on the last 4 or 5 levels, and even I find it challenging to beat that game, and I've put a heck of a lot of hours into Superstar Shooter 16. So, yeah, anyone who can make it past the last few levels there, that's a feat of endurance and reflexes, and yeah, just solid gameplay. So, well done. I do want to do an update for Superstar Shooter 16 at some point. I have some ideas for kind of optimizing things, getting better performance out of it, but all of that's on hold until Super 3D Maze 16 is done. And also, I really want to do an iArcade port of Superstar Shooter 16. So I'm in one of the discords for iArcade. It seems like such a cool community that yeah, I would love to be more involved with that. But I got to do Super 3D Maze first, so that's kind of where things are at. Okay, that's gonna wrap this one up. Thanks for watching.